Let's talk about that Deontay Wilder fight for a minute. For a quick little minute. You know what I'm saying? There was a time in this man's career where he was one of the most feared boxers, feared fighters in boxing. People, when he was knocking dudes out, people would often say, oh, he's a one-punch pony. He's a knockout king. That's all he got. If you can box, then you can outbox him. And that was pretty much true from a strategical point of view. But what happened last night, or the other night, I mean, it gets to a point where, if you love boxing, that's cool. You love boxing, that's cool. But if you watch the fight or even the highlights of the fight, he completely turned his back on the opponent and he appears to be looking for the ref to complain. At the same time, simultaneously, his hands are down. You're always taught, even before the fight, the refs tell you, protect yourself at all times. And I know people say, well, when you get hit, plans change and this and that, but you train like this your whole life. You've been in the ring before. You know what can happen. You know the ins and outs. You know the rules. You can play into the ref with your hands down. First of all, you shouldn't be looking to the ref during the round while it's still, you're in the middle of live action. So I don't know if he thought, looking for the ref and complaining, he would get some slack or whatever. I mean, no. And your back is turned. It gets to a certain point where, when boxers get older, you're not thinking boxing anymore. You're not, as they would say in sports, football, basketball, baseball, whatever, you got to know how to think the game. When you're in a boxing ring, you got to know how to react, move, but at the same time, you got to think it too. Boxing is a game of chess. It's a physical game of chess. And at that point in time, Wilder was not thinking boxing. He wasn't thinking his tactics through. Your back is turned, your hands are down. It's the perfect chance to get knocked out. And that's what happened. And once you get to that point where you start treating your boxing matches like that, and you're an older fighter, those years of boxing has taken a toll on Wilder physically and mentally. So now you got to look at it like, okay, you've reached the stage where you have become a hazard to yourself. You are a danger to your own health. So who is in his camp? Who's in his corner to tell him he's putting himself in danger now? You no longer have the physical skills that you used to have. You're lighter than a lot of heavyweights. You're at the lower spectrum of the heavyweight division. He's barely 225. He might be 230. He usually fights around 215. That's the lower spectrum of the heavyweight division. And what happens when you fight guys that are like 270, 280? You can't afford to be turning your back with your guard down, not paying attention to live action. You're in a boxing match. You're not a spectator. So I just think, man, Deontay Wilder, he needs to save himself at this point. Because if he keeps getting in the ring, he's not going to do anything but get older. You can't turn back Father Time. You can't turn back the clock of time. You're going to get older. So physically, naturally, your body's going to deteriorate. It's going to decline. Mentally, you're not what you used to be. You're older now. And you're already showing signs of just negligent boxing, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous to you. You're a danger to yourself right now. And it comes a day and time, in professional sports, especially boxing, you have to know when to walk away, because if you don't, you're going to get yourself hurt or worse. So whoever out there that's close to Deontay Wilder that can get in his ear and actually reach him and talk to him, you need to start talking to him. Because this ain't it. He doesn't have it anymore. And if he keeps getting in the ring, he's gonna get hurt. And then it's gonna be all this outcrying and poor Deontay, this and that. No. To his friends and family, people that's close to him, if that happens, it will be y'all fault. Because y'all didn't try to reach out to him. Tell him, beg him, like, yo, you don't have nothing else to prove. Just walk away. If y'all really care about this man, and y'all not standing by watching it happen, stepping to the side because maybe he takes care of a lot of his friends and family financially. So as a result, they're thinking about the money, not even caring about his physical health. The fact that he could get in there and really suffer some catastrophic brain injury that will be everlasting the rest of his life. Because the people that call themselves his family and friends, people that claim they love and care for this man, nobody bothered to step up and say, hey, you know what, you need to step away. It's time. You don't have it anymore. You're going to get yourself hurt. Those are the type of people Deontay Wilder needs in his corner right now to reach him. And I'm not just saying this about Wilder. I don't even want Mike Tyson to fight Jake Paul. As much as I don't like Jake Paul and all the trash talking BS he be talking about. And yes, I want him to get his block knocked off, but I don't think Mike Tyson is in condition to do that. He's not the Mike Tyson of the 90s anymore. And a lot of us, we have those visions of Iron Mike in the 90s, knocking dudes out within 20-some seconds of a fight. You know, some of us had the video game, couldn't beat Mike on the game or nothing. He was a bigger than life entity. But even Mike, at some point, you got to leave that ring alone. You don't have it anymore. You're a human being. You're not a sentinel. You're not a sentinel on X-Men. You're not, you're not a Super Saiyan. You're a human being. You know what I'm saying? This is not TV. This is not anime. It's not a cartoon. This is real life. You get in a ring and your skills have already diminished and you're on the downside, it's not going to work in your favor. And it becomes a very dangerous situation. And right now, Deontay Wilder seems like he has all his mental faculties with him. Seems like he's, hasn't sustained any severe type brain damage or anything like that. So far as I know, it's time to call it a career. Become a commentator. If you still love the game of boxing, you still want to be in those circles and you still want to be, get that energy of the boxing industry. I'm pretty sure he can get on as far as being a boxing commentator. I'm pretty sure. Because he got an outgoing personality. He can draw a crowd. People would want to hear what he got to say. So I'm pretty sure he can become an analyst. So you don't have to completely abandon boxing. But as far as stepping in that square circle, if Deontay Wilder keeps doing that, he's going to get himself hurt. And for anybody out there that, family, friends, loved ones, if you care about him, you need to try to talk to him. You need to try to get him to really consider retirement. Not wordplay and just talking, pretending like that's the direction you want to go in, but you're not really serious about going in that direction. No. It has to be a very serious conversation, because if it's not, he may not take it seriously. And next thing you know, he's signing the contract for another fight. Another thing that could be an issue, and I don't know if you know this to be a fact, but in my personal opinion, the old professional athlete situation when it comes to family, friends, and hanger-ons and tag-alongs. Over the years, all the money that Deontay Wilder has made, he might be taking care of a lot of people. He might feel obligated to have to get back in the ring to get this check, to continue taking care of a lot of people who are not even making any efforts to take care of themselves. The money that he might be giving them and helping them out with, they might be just blowing through it, thinking the faucet will never be turned off. That could be another problem why he feels compelled to have to keep getting back in the ring. So it just makes you wonder, the people that surround him, do they even really care about him? Do they even care about Deontay Wilder? That's another problem that happens a lot in the black community when you have one person that's able to reach to the highest level of a profession and they make the choice to take care of certain people that was down with them when they didn't have anything. They feel obligated to take care of those people. Then it gets to the point where they think they have to do it, even though they really don't. Then, this can drag, this rabbit hole could dovetail into financial literacy. The way a lot of us was taught in the black community growing up, how money works, only to find out it doesn't really work that way after experiencing life, reading certain books, and you're like, holy shit, this whole time, my upbringing, my parents and my relatives completely taught me wrong. No wonder things are this way and that way. And then you have Deontay Wilder just helping people out, giving them money. And if they're raised like that, which a lot of us in the black community was, to the point where we pretty much have to unlearn a lot of the things we were taught growing up. That money that Deontay Wilder's giving friends and family, they just blowing right through it. Probably coming back to him again. Hey, can you help me out with this and that? Oh, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm about to sign a contract for this. Another fight coming up. I got you. Just hold on a bit. See, now he's trapped in the cycle of obligation. And nobody's thinking about this man's physical health and what could possibly happen to him in the ring, because his skills obviously are not the same. So who among his inner circle is going to have the balls to step up and be like, and protect him from himself? So I just want to get on here for a minute and chop it up on this boxing match. It's kind of sad what's going on, because I'm looking at it like it's starting to look, in my personal opinion, I don't know, in my personal opinion on the outside looking in, it's starting to look like he's taking matches out of obligation, like he feels he has to. And you can tell his skills are nowhere near what they used to be. And at this point, he's a danger to himself. So, in the end, I hope he comes to the realization that, he doesn't have it like that anymore. I hope he walks out. He don't have anything to feel bad about, feel sad about. He don't have to hang his head or anything. Just, you had a great career. You was heavyweight champion of the world at one time. I hope he can look at that and be like, you know what? I've done everything I need to do. It's time for me to move on. And for his sake, for his health, I hope he makes that choice. So y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share this video. You know what I'm saying? Show support to the channel, hit up the Cash App, $Cobra Clutch 357. That being said, I'm out. Uncut Sports, no feelings.